god, did you see that? Oh!
So they found a new species of stick bugs, right? In Australia. Listen, what do y'all have going on out there?
That's like
slime, goop.
I don't know what that is.
Welcome back to the channel, family. It's your guy True 5 back again with another creepy video compilation. Make sure you guys like the video, and if you're new, subscribe so you could join the family. Let's jump right into it, y'all.
What the fuck do you mean we just found real-life face huggers, bro? What the fuck did these things even do? We just had radioactive wasps last week, and now we're getting
Fucking aliens.
I'm telling y'all, this is gonna be our last week on this earth, bruh. Can tell me why we're only on the 4th of the month, and God is literally just
Spamming commands.
Along with that, we're finding out that peacocks can shoot literal laser beams, and we're finding out that we have radioactive spiders now. Nigga, why am I not Spider-Man yet? Like, I'm really starting to think that we're just in God's
Build a boat server, bro.
This shit does not seem real. Like, this dude is literally just adding shit to the server.
On a drunk night, bro.
Can tell me why we also had volcanoes erupting, tsunamis coming, and earthquakes happening. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, if you're gonna be adding all this stuff to the server, at least add some superpowers and give it to a nigga like me, so I could laser my fucking name into the core of the earth and give these niggas
a real canon event.
Cause bro, with all this bad shit happening back to back, I'm really thinking that we all just died to COVID back in 2020, and now we were just sent to an alternate reality where all this shit is fake. And bro, it seems to me all of these radioactive animals and aliens are coming from nearby nuclear plants. Like bro, why do we still have these shits, bro? All they do is make nuclear bombs. Ain't nothing good that came out of a nuclear bomb, bro. The last time we dropped a bomb on somebody, aka Japan, bro, we bombed the masculinity straight out of them niggas, bro.
Just straight niggas in skirts and femboys, bro.
You know, a lot of the things that he said in the beginning, I had no idea about. You know, are these things really brand new, or are we just more aware of it now? You know, some people might not see it because they've been operating on the same frequency for years. Let me know what you guys think about this.
And the people gave me a large fry by accident, and I didn't want them because I don't eat that stuff or whatever, so I threw it to the birds when I came home. I come back, like almost, just about 15 hours later or whatever, approximately. I don't know, I'm bad with math. Don't charge it to my heart, charge it to my head, charge it to my heart. But I come out here and not one single fry that they gave us is gone. Not one single fry. And then if you look close, there's a bunch of black ants on them. The black ants are stiff. They're dead. They're not even moving. So it seems as if they attempted to eat the fries, but in the midst of it, they died.
So birds will not eat the fries. The ants that did died, yet people are still consuming this and putting this in their bodies.
This is why you do not eat with people you don't like. Watch this.
You say one of the things that you should do is never eat with people you don't like.
Because your state of awareness will influence how your food is metabolized. There was a study done in Ohio State University where they were feeding rabbits diets that were extremely high in cholesterol. And they found to their amazement there was one group of rabbits that never got the high cholesterol levels. After a while, they found out that the technician who was feeding these rabbits, instead of just throwing the food at them, he would stroke them and pet them and cuddle them and kiss them and then feed them the same poisonous food. But now, as a result of that experience of happiness, they made chemicals inside their brain and the body that turned the cholesterol into a completely different metabolic pathway, making the crucial difference between life and death from what kills more people in our civilization than anything else. So it's not just the food you eat, but what your awareness, what your consciousness and your state of emotions is at the time you're eating. It will metabolize the food into an appropriate or inappropriate metabolic pathway.
And that's why if you're somebody like me who's a stressful eater, you know, you eat, and rather than confront whatever the problem is, you eat to ease the stress.
Well, then
it turns into something else.
Yes. See, your state of mind can convert nectar into poison and the other way around too, poison into nectar. What happens inside your body is influenced by your consciousness. So it's very important. In fact, one of the things I tell people is if you're not feeling good, skip the meal.
This is a real deep video, and it goes to show you how important energy is when you're making food or when someone else is making your food. This is why you have to be mindful of when you go into these fast food restaurants, because you know some of these people can have a messed up attitude, and all of that energy is going right into your food. You know, when you eat it, it's affecting you without you realizing it. Energy never dies, it just transfers. In the video, he said you could turn nectar into poison or poison into nectar.
Former CEO of Dole, dead June 9th, 2025. Founder of Leprino Foods, dead June 19th, 2025. Leonard Lauder, CEO, billionaire philanthropist, dead June 14th, 2025. Frederick Smith, former CEO of FedEx, dead June 21st, 2025. Billionaire Burton Tansky, dead March 16th, 2025. Billionaire Robert Shapiro, dead May 2nd, 2025. Former CEO of Hasbro, Alan Hassenfield, dead July 8th, 2025. Blackstone executive Wesley LePatner, 43 years old, dead July 2025. Junior Bridgman, billionaire, dead March 11th, 2025. Joshua Pickles, DoorDash executive, dead June 21st, 2025. Milestone CEO, dead June 2025. Jim Irsay, dead May 21st, 2025. He was the CEO and owner of the Indianapolis Colts. You think all of these are a coincidence?
Oh my god, did you see that?
I've said it before. What the f is going on with Jenna Ortega, y'all? When I did a video on this last time, people was like, oh, you tripping. Now people see what I'm talking about. Like I said before, her whole facial features is different. Her whole facial structure is different. Point in case. Look at it, y'all. Look at the major difference. And one thing I really want y'all to pay attention to is look at her eyes. You can see that they're way different now. These eyes look like she been through some shit. It look like that light is being dimmed. Look here. She look hella innocent, y'all. She look a little younger, but she look hella innocent. This one look like she finna morph it to something, if you know what I'm talking about. Everything about this picture of Jenna Ortega looks crazy. And it's from my perspective. So y'all let me know down below in the comments. What do you think about this? Bam, boom.
Damn, it look like she really turning into Wednesday. If you've seen that TV show before, you know what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of actors say that when they play a movie role or a TV show role, that character really starts to affect them. Is that what's going on with her? Or does it have something to do with Hollywood? Because, you know, a lot of these celebrities start off innocent and they look fine before they go into Hollywood. And then after a couple years, shit just start going left.
People got to really be careful because it's happening right now with Indeed. Did you hear about what happened with Indeed? Like how people are going on interviews missing?
Nah.
There's listings on Indeed saying, hey, we're hiring for a receptionist job in, you know, various areas, right? These jobs that they're going to are in warehouses.
The fuck?
And they're at night.
Okay.
Now people are missing in Florida and in Atlanta.
How long has this been going on for?
I don't know how, it's just recently. It's been reported now. I don't know how long it's been going, but there's people reportedly missing now that are from these job postings. Now we got to watch for fake postings and people, you know, because that, again, that's the biggest business on earth, the movement of people.
People preying on people that need it too. Like people are looking for jobs.
That's crazy. And I think that when it comes to the CIA, when it comes to government officials and everything else, they're tied into this shit.
For sure.
Not all of them, but a lot of them are in this stuff because that's how they fund a lot of things. Trafficking, drugs, I mean, you name it.
It's big business.
It's big business. This is why I think that Trump now is firing all these, you know, government officials, you know, IRS, like every department he's getting rid of because we're too overgoverned. So what's happening is he doesn't know who's corrupt, who's not. Eliminate most of them. Like we got to do a clear audit on all this. People are disappearing, and they're thinking it's a job. They're pulling up, and they're
disappearing.
Gone.
There is footage that has recently came out of what happened during the Malaysian flight.
Oh, the one that went missing.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
Bro, there is this footage that was supposedly recorded on some type of satellite. I'm going to show you this video, dog, and I'm going to put it up on the screen. This is absolutely crazy, and I don't even know how to explain what I'm even looking at.
Yeah, let me see this. That's insane.
Okay, so go ahead.
So that's the flight.
That's the flight. Yeah, that's the plane.
What is that thing flying around it?
There's 3 of them.
There's like this. Whoa! What the fuck is that?
You see what I'm saying?
There's like these 3. It starts off with 1.
Yeah.
And then 2 other ones come.
Bro, keep watching. You saw that, right?
Bro, like a white explosion happened or something, but it didn't even look like an explosion. Like
it was like it just said boom,
like a blink,
like it just disappeared.
Yeah,
like it got sent somewhere or something. Okay,
bro, that's some like portal shit,
bro. And then this is where it gets.
It was
crazier.
like
Bro.
channeling up energy and like sent it somewhere else or something.
Yeah, bro. And then this is where it gets freaking crazy. They even showed it in thermal.
Yo,
it's the same footage. It's the same footage.
Whoa. What the fuck is that?
You saw it disappear, right?
Yes. Nah, that's insane, bro. If that's legit and like for real,
yeah, bro. Even the guy who was talking about it, this was recorded on a satellite, and for years, bro, they already had this footage.
Bro, that's insane.
Yeah, bro.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, this flight has been missing for years now. Now, what if those people on the plane just happen to be alive, and they probably somewhere on the beach or something, stranded, and living a whole different life? And you know, we just don't know about it. Like on some real movie or TV show shit. You literally have to question everything nowadays. Anything is possible.
Is it true that the social security number of just about every single American is available for sale on the dark web?
That is a true statement. All of our personally identifiable information, name, date of birth, former addresses, social security number is available on the darknet and can likely be purchased.
That's chilling.
Yeah, it's very much a way of our lives though right now.
And purchased, I hear, for as little as $2 a piece.
Yep, very affordable.
ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you destroy men in the 21st century?
If I were the devil and I wanted to destroy men in the 21st century, I'd start by removing their sense of purpose. I'd make them comfortable with mediocrity. I'd drown them in distractions, video games, endless scrolling, mindless entertainment, until years slip by and they wonder why they never built anything meaningful. I'd distort masculinity itself. I'd make strength seem toxic, leadership oppressive, and responsibility a burden. I'd make men ashamed of being men, stripping them of their natural role as protectors and providers, leaving them directionless, weak, and dependent. I'd promote pleasure over progress. I'd make them chase dopamine hits instead of real fulfillment, porn instead of real relationships, junk food instead of health, short-term gains instead of long-term success. I'd make vice feel like freedom and discipline feel like imprisonment. I'd sever them from faith. I'd make them believe that religion is outdated, that submission to God is weakness, and that morality is subjective. I'd fill their minds with nihilism and hedonism until they believe life has no real meaning beyond chasing their next high. I'd keep them alone, weak, and vulnerable, because a man with no tribe, no purpose, and no faith is the easiest to control.
Full moons is crazy. What if it's not really a moon and it's something else pretending to be the moon? If you go through my recent videos, you will see that a lot of stuff been happening in the sky lately. It's almost like the sky has been glitching and people are starting to catch on to what's really going on.
This is not prophecy, but prediction. If this was predicted 27 years ago, somebody knew something. Okay, here's the list. This is an abbreviated list. I could have made it much longer. You know I can. I didn't. Okay, you ready for the list? Fast mutating viral disease pandemics. Genetically developed vaccines. DNA database tracking. DNA chips. Get this one. 1997, gene-based pharmaceuticals. Transmitting genetic instructions for a disease process. How about this one? You ready for it? Wait for it. Artificial intelligence to determine gene patterns. 27 years ago, who had heard about AI? Apparently they had. How about this one? Robots for doing genome sequencing. And then, this one blew me away. Using recombinant DNA for making spike proteins. 1997? It gets even worse. Smart homes. They have a whole chapter on smart homes / smart cities. This one will absolutely floor you. It did me. In 1997, and this is, you can do the word search and research yourself. They predicted, not 2025, but by 2020, that people would be working from home virtually. Come on. Nuclear devices causing widespread contamination. Nanotech devices, this stuff was never even heard of. Digital currency, and last but certainly not least, vaccination programs. I'm sorry, I gotta chuckle, because if I don't, I'll cry. Vaccination programs run by organizations like the World Health Organization for a global killer that has yet to emerge. First printing, February 1997.
Bill Gates is now funding a project to literally block sunlight from reaching the Earth. The plan is to spray millions of reflective particles into the sky to form a chemical cloud that dims the sun. Why? To cool the planet and fight climate change. And this isn't a theory, it's already being tested in the UK with over £50 million going towards the project. And if you trace the funding, it all goes back to Bill Gates right at the center. Blocking the sun might slightly cool the planet, but it also reduces your exposure to vitamin D, which more than 60% of the population is already deficient in. Less sunlight equals more depression, lower testosterone, and skyrocketing infertility rates. Also, Bill Gates, who says he's worried about climate change, just bought a $43 million oceanfront mansion in California. If sea levels are rising, why would he live right next to the water? Something's not adding up. Make sure to share this with someone who needs to see this.
How you trying to block out the sun when it gives life to everything? This nigga literally trying to end the world. Not only will the people be affected, but the animals as well. And the plants and the insects. Like, what's the point of even doing that? And you know, from the videos that I see about the UK, it look like it's always cloudy and gloomy over there. Like it's never no sun coming out. Shit, I don't know how they doing it over there.
This is a big deal. This was designed. You think Chick-fil-A's designed for addiction? This was highly intentional. Phone in its settings tells you how far it has to be off of your body to prevent cancer. It tells you if you go to your settings to general, you scroll all the way down to legal and regulatory. Who knew this was in the bowels? Do you see it? I'm in it. Legal and regulatory, click it. The very bottom one says RF exposure. That stands for radio frequency exposure. And then it tells you, mine is on the second paragraph. This must be 5 millimeter separation off of your body. It's about a pencil eraser. So they're covered when you get brain cancer because you put your phone to your head.
I always speak on speakerphone.
You bet you do. Distance is your friend with radio frequency, with electromagnetic fields. But they just came out with a study. It just literally, the further this is away from you, the better. We're seeing a higher rate of testicular cancer on young men because they put their phone. Get your phone out of your pocket. Get it away from your testicles.
That's crazy.
Yes. So back when these were smaller and women put them in their breast, we saw breast cancers the shape of that lithium battery in there. This is radioactive. So you get it off your person. You speak on speakerphone with it, right? You don't put it up your head. You for sure don't have it on your head driving down a road in a metal tube where it's having to work super hard to find a cell signal.
Wow.
So it's putting out more electromagnetic fields.
Are the elite even feeding us real food at this point?
Watch this.
So I just got
This steak from Publix. That is not normal meat. That's like slime, goop. I don't know what that is. It's goop, y'all. It's they're literally feeding us anything at this point. Stay weird, y'all.
When you are dying, they give you a defibrillator and they shock you with electricity.
because we are electric beings. Here is a watermelon, and here are some cherries. And here is an electric meter, which reads voltage, ohms, all sorts. I'm going to stick it inside the watermelon. And I'll show the electric meter. There is electricity reading off this. And I'll even take my hand off it. Look, 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 look. No one's touching it. There's electricity running through this food. Okay? Now I'll do the cherries. Electricity again. Here's meat, a dead corpse. Okay, remember we are living beings. We are electrical. Okay, I don't even, fair enough. For the purpose, sometimes you gotta get involved, you know. Now it's inside the meat. Nothing comes out of it. If this doesn't prove that we should be eating this food, I don't know what else does. We all get old, people get diabetes, they get colon cancer, they get cancer in their balls, they get cancer everywhere, full of sickness. Because maybe we haven't looked at the most obvious thing, which is the things we're putting in our bodies.
Once you understand that we're electric beings, then you will start to give the body what it needs to become the best version of yourself. And notice how you have watermelons with the black seed in them. That's very important because, I don't think the other one does that.
John D. Rockefeller was one of the richest men in the entire world from the oil industry. And in 1903, he funded the General Education Board with a famous quote of saying, "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers." The General Education Board's main objective was to create schools that focused on obeying authority, following rules, memorizing, not thinking, and breeding you to work 9-to-5 jobs for elite corporations. That is why we see the mundane subjects in school of things like math, English, and other subjects. And I mean, even look at our schools. They look like prisons. But here's where things get really messed up. John D. Rockefeller also funded big pharma and medical schools, with the initiative being from taking people from natural healing remedies towards pharmaceutical-based care. And from this, he created a perfect system. The schools create the workers. They work forever, which makes them sick. Then they have to take pharmaceutical drugs to stay alive, and from that, he makes endless money. Our education system is really just a monopoly. It is breeding workers so that the elites keep making more money. This is why it is more important than ever for us to wake up and choose differently moving forward.
When I die, do not bury me in a casket and do not burn me. A woman was saying something that I really resonated with, and I had thought before, but I didn't take it that far. She was saying that when we die, the earth begins to evolve because the mycelium gets a hold of our data or our information, and it causes the planet to evolve. Caskets and cremation always seemed unnatural to me. If you take a look at any other animal, besides like domesticated animals, and some domesticated animals, but when they die, they just die and go back to the earth like everything else. The plants, the insects, the animals, they die and they goes back to the earth. But we spend a whole bunch of fucking money on expensive ass boxes to put our dead bodies in after dressing them up, or we take our ass to the cremation and we burn our bodies. And you can't get no information from nothing that's burnt. Also, in addition, with cremation, I always felt that was weird in general because they don't clean those things out like that. So they burn in multiple bodies. So when you get a little box of, your family members, not to be morbid or nothing like that, but your family members, you got a box of other people's family members as well, because they're not cleaning that out that well. Y'all want to respect me when I leave this earth? Put me in a biodegradable pod and plant me somewhere where I can grow a seed or grow a tree or something. Ooh, no, that gets a little morbid because I'm like, okay, chop me up because I want to be sunflowers, but I also want to be fruit. Ooh, grow some mushrooms, some magic mushrooms with me. Use my body to grow. You gonna have the wildest trip if you taking shrooms that grew from me.
Treat me like a fucking animal and I'm gonna act like a fucking animal, you know?
No disrespect to this lady, but that's probably one of the scariest faces I ever seen. And imagine you just woke up from a nap and she doing that right in your face. You would probably pass away right in that moment. Hopefully that's not a permanent look and she just put it on that face for sure.
Right. They asked me to show you if this is a Subtropolis. You don't know about this place. Show the outside of this place. It's got this fake truck stop right here. Look, let me show you. Brand new Pilot PJ Fresh, so you know it's new. This is all the truck parking there is here. This truck stop ain't meant for sleeping. I'll show you what's on the back side of this truck stop. This is what they don't show you. Look, it goes right into the caves. You go through the truck stop and you get into these caves that go any country you can get to through these caves. I'll take you to the entrance. I tried to get fuel here once in the truck and I can't get a fuel card that'll work here. It's not for sleeping. That place right there, it's not for sleeping. It's for fueling up and going over here. Look, I'll show you these flags of every country you can get to through this tunnel. That's the entrance right there. I've been in there before, but security chased me. There's security right there too. But look at all the countries you can get to from inside that cave. From inside this cave here too. Right there. All these countries you can get to from right here. Inside there. I've been in there before. I wanted to film in there, so I brought my wife and my kids with me so they wouldn't arrest me. They just thought we were looking for something cool to look at. It goes in all the way miles and miles, and then it breaks off. There's stores, there's everything you need down there. Right there. And someone's coming out right there. Yeah, they'll chase you out. They don't talk about this place out there. They don't talk about the fake truck stop. Fake railroad tracks right here. This gate closes here. There's two different gates here. There's like a little gate there you'd see in a house, and then there's gates here. It's really weird. If you try to park your truck right there, there's a security guard right there in that police thing. They won't let you park your truck there unless you can prove you got business. How do you prove that? Gotta get to work.
Now, what if what he's saying is really true and these tunnels do lead to all these other countries? Now, what are they really transporting on these trucks that they can't transport on an airplane? I find that a little suspicious. Who knows how far and deep these tunnels really go? There's even people coming out and saying there's whole cities underground that we have no idea about.
What the fuck is that in the sky? What the fuck is that, bro? I'm just saying. What the fuck is that?
So they found a new species of stick bugs, right? In Australia. Listen, what do y'all have going on out there? Why is this man just holding this insect like it's nothing?
Holy crap, this changes everything. There's a government report that predicts that by 2040, we are going to be living in a dystopia. Our economy will collapse and we will be hunting for food. This is a report that the Liberal Party knows about. The government report warns that a decline in social mobility could revert society to land-baron aristocracy where societal advancement is impossible. We're literally talking about social classes and going back to the 1800s era. In the larger mainstream media outlets, they're not covering any of this. So I will. It's a future where wealth and property ownership is entirely generational. Post-secondary education is no longer a key to success, and hungry Canadians resort to poaching wildlife to feed their families. While it's quickly becoming a reality for more and more Canadians, an internal government report from Policy Horizons Canada warns that these horrors could become everyday life in Canada as early as 2040. returning to a society where one's based on intergenerational wealth, with land barons and aristocracy usually found only in history books. This is unreal. Report is called Future Lives, Social Mobility in Question. They say in 2040, upward social mobility is almost unheard of in Canada. Hardly anyone believes that they can build better lives for themselves or their children through their own efforts. However, many worry about sliding down the social order. People are going to think that post-secondary education is irrelevant, as only the most wealthy will be able to afford tuition, and students will only enroll to cement their positions in Canada's elite. The craziest part, homeownership will only be achievable by wealthy families. It's completely unachievable. It talks about AI diminishing the value of human labor, and it's going to lead to a near collapse of Canada's economy, trigger a mental health crisis, prompt professionals and immigrants to flee Canada for greener pastures, and more grassroots approaches to housing and food. Wow. Get this message out. Unreal.
What you guys think? Are they promoting fear, or do you think this really gonna happen? You know, the world is definitely shifting. Who knows where we'll be in the next 5 years? You know, I'm gonna leave it at that though. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys sub to the channel if you haven't already. We out, y'all. See you in the next video.